you kind of need to make a decision. Yeah, I mean, now I'm in the work mode, and now I need to step out of the work mode. And when you're home, you have other priorities. There is maybe someone else you need to see and connect with, and you can't, still be at work.
Man, it's like good enough. So you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love for life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey. My name is Mattias, aka MattGron, and this, my friends, this is episode 70. And on the other side, we have the one and only Svea Malina Landshoff. How are you doing today, Svea?
I'm very good. I got my COVID vaccination yesterday into my left arm, but I'm feeling very good. I'm happy I got it now. Been like the last group almost to get it because I'm so young still,
Yeah, you are
but,
young. Can you raise your arm or?
Yeah, it's fine. But I got the classic Corona arm, it feels like you have a muscle pain there, but otherwise I feel completely fine. So I'm just happy I got my first dose now. So, all right. I would say let's jump right into the questions for today, right? What do you think?
Yeah. Monday episode, right?
Yeah, and I see you are at the office again.
What's going on during the Mondays?
I ask you questions, and I see that you're at the office even though you're officially on vacation. So then I think my first question for today is perfect. And that's like, if you're done with work or on vacation like right now, do you find it easy to relax, or does your head always kind of stay at work when you come home after work? Does it work for you?
I think you, I mean, to be able to answer that question, I think you almost need to define what is work and what is not work. I think it's impossible to actually, if you have a creative brain, it's impossible to, shut it off. Then it is kind of wired that way that you will always kind of thinking and meditating, getting new perspectives, how to solve things, right? And I also think that's one of the reasons why I need a vacation, because I need some time, to actually take a step back and see challenges and opportunities from a new perspective. So,
do you maybe have a routine when you come home? Now you're on vacation, but on the normal working day, when you come home at night, is there something you do, like you said to yourself, you don't check any emails when you're at home? Or do you have some kind of things that when you come home, I'm home now, this is another place, this is where I can relax?
Yeah, I think I probably need, better boundaries. I think that's probably good for me and my girlfriend. But just kind of when I go to sleep, or when I'm trying to maybe relax and prepare myself to go to bed, typically around 9-10, I also very often put my phone to flight mode. But I wouldn't say I have any specific.
Okay. But what would your girlfriend say? Would she say that you're doing a good job when you come home, not thinking of work, or would she say you're thinking of work too much?
Yeah, but she's never ever complaining about that in any way. I think.
But you said something interesting now. You said that she didn't really complain ever or anything. I think we're always talking about you as an entrepreneur and things like that. But I also think the people who are close to you, and especially your partner, needs to have some understanding, right? And it's, I think, really, really valuable if your partner is on board with you and, understands you. I think that's something important you said there.
Yeah, I think you need to, find a balance. I think it's kind of important as an entrepreneur or a leader to be able to actually, because you kind of need to make a decision. Now I'm in the work mode, and now I need to step out of the work mode. And when you're home, you have other priorities. There is maybe someone else you need to see and connect with, and you can't, still be at work. But I mean, she's an amazing supporter, and I mean, typically, during the evenings, I'm probably, tired and a bit worn out, and she's kind of my best supporter.
That's great. Shout out to Mattias' girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right, maybe you have time
that's
when you guys retire to spend even more quality time, and that's a smooth bridge into my next question.
But I don't want to ruin your bridge, but I think I mean, that's probably an important topic itself, kind of. Like the support structure or the people you have around you, because I think a lot of people, they have a lot of opinions when you go after what you dream about. And
because I think it can come off as selfish, but if you find someone who understands that this is your passion, then that's all you need. Yeah. Can I do my bridge now, or do you have something to add?
Let's do the bridge.
Okay. So maybe someday when you're retiring, you can spend even more quality time together. And I want to know, did you ever think about your retirement? I think that's probably many, many decades ahead, but maybe you have some kind of dream what you want to do one day when you can let go of work.
I think I answered a similar question, like I don't know which episode, but I know I've been talking about that in the future. I'm looking forward to kind of catching surf waves during the AM hours and play some golf during the afternoon, and then maybe remotely call in for a board meeting or something.
Right.
So I don't know. In that way, I mean, far away in the future, I think that's I mean, it could be that I probably spend 80% of my time, living my how should I say, doing my hobbies, and then working 20%.
Yeah.
So
that sounds amazing, but it sounds like something that you can't be 70-year-olds probably to do that. So when do you plan on doing that? In your 50s or so?
Good question.
If you could, I mean.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know. But what I think, like, let's say in 10 years, I don't see myself, I think there's a different, you do different kind of entrepreneurial journeys, like so far, with Igomon and my other startups, I have been trying to take off from the ground, so to speak. I have been the kind of the driving force, because it has been very me investing my own time into the business. I haven't had like an outside investor. And in the future, I could probably still start companies, and but I will not be I will not be the operational force, the CEO of the business in that way.
Yeah, on the background, right?
I definitely will do a lot of work when I'm 50, but
maybe find you at the beach.
I don't want to be in that case. If I can, really dream, and if I'm talking about my own will, I would say I will not bootstrap these companies again with me from scratch, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I think that's another way to talk about what you like define the word you were using, like retire. You know, I don't see myself as, you know, I'm retiring.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But you planted a nice picture of my head. I see you somewhere on a nice warm beach, you know, surfing in the morning, having some calls in the afternoon. I mean, to me, it sounds pretty good.
Playing golf during that.
Of course, yeah. And then
Yeah,
like a meeting
and
in
doing
between.
some, yeah, and doing maybe a couple of board calls
Yeah.
around 5
So talking about golf, I know you've been
when I'm lighting up the barbecue or something.
yeah. Yeah, maybe you have your house then you were talking about, maybe here somewhere in Osaka. Who knows? Or maybe somewhere warm. Talking about golf, I know for your vacation your plan was to work on your golf swing. Is there any other skill, not related to golf, but any other skill you would love to learn?
I guess maybe I should answer playing an instrument or something.
But we already had that. We are both not very musical,
Yeah,
so
yeah. No, yeah, I mean, you spoke about the golf thing. Yeah.
That's the priority now. The golf swing.
Yeah, the golf swing. But I mean, I think we have been talking about that before in one way, you know, if I have some free time and I'm not like these days practicing my golf swing, or everything is, you know, very connected to what I do in my role here at Igo Moon and growing as a leader. So I think I like, if there's skill I would really, I mean, I really would love to develop my communication skills, my English, definitely.
Yeah.
And communication, leadership, language, English, yes. Yes.
I was just thinking about the question from my point of view, because I realized some months ago, like since I stopped with my studies, I haven't really learned anything new, you know? Like, yeah, I've started like a new job, but there was nothing really, there was not much to learn, let's put it that way. And I've kind of really missed it after finishing school, after finishing university, to like stimulate my brain in a way, learn some new things. And now, since the beginning of the year, where I'm a freelancer again and can like decide more how I want to spend my time, I actually use my time way more to like learn new things. So for example, I'm also very interested in web design and things like this. I built my first website when I was 13 years old, and I taught myself some coding. It was very shitty, but it was fun. It was a thing that I've always been interested in, and I built some websites for like friends or like small businesses. And this is something where I thought, hey, I really want to dive in there and learn some more about it. Like, who knows what it's gonna go towards to. And yeah, also, you know, photography and videography, things like this. I mean, I've studied this and I've done this over 10 years, but there's always stuff to learn. And I just love spending like my afternoon just, yeah, consuming some videos, trying out new things. I've also been into like watercolor drawing lately, and it's just fun when, at least for me, I feel like I really kind of start to blossom again when I can learn something new, because I really felt like with Corona and then moving to a new country, having a full-time job that I really didn't like, I just felt like I was like dying inside piece by piece, you know, because I didn't feel like I was living to my full potential. And yeah, so I think right now the skill I would be most excited about would actually be learn to sail. You know, I grew up at the ocean, and I was on a sailing boat here and there, and now I saw we have a sailing school just right there on the other side of the harbor. So I thought, because it also costs a lot of money, these things, but I think next summer I'm gonna go there for a couple of weeks and learn to sail. So maybe that's a interesting new skill to learn. But yeah, so I think the point what I wanted to get through is just, for me, it doesn't really matter what skill, just learning something new in general is exciting for me. Do you feel that too?
I think thanks for sharing. You know what I heard when you shared about that, I felt I think it's super important to have a curious mindset to discover new things. And and I think that's like super important. I also think like if I mean I think it's important to have a hobby. I think sometimes, I mean, if you put in a lot of time focusing on building a company or pursuing your own vision, no matter what you want to create, I think you always come to a point where something that was, very fun, like this was like, I mean, somewhere along this journey, this, fun thing, your entrepreneurial movement has become, something that you like kind of 24/7 live with a huge responsibility, challenges, there could be a lot of pressure. And I mean, then it's not like maybe a, how should I say, like something that always gives you energy. Then you need something else, besides that, to help you get new perspectives on what you are doing. So I think when you said about when you described the harbor and the sailing, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, taste different things. I mean, maybe it's not even it's not even about learning new things. It's maybe just taste new things, get new perspectives. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think it's super important with that kind of hobby, and that's actually why I started to play golf in one way. A lot of people, they have recommended, don't start playing golf. It takes too much time. I understand what they mean because it takes a lot of time. I mean, if you're planning to play like a full 18 hole like golf course, it takes a lot of time. You can't do that every day. I think it's but it's super important to taste different things and get yourself a hobby to get the perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely.
The new fresh perspectives.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people also say, oh, you're too old to start this or to do that. I highly disagree with this. I think no matter how old you are, you can always try a new hobby. You can always reinvent yourself. I think that's the beauty of life for me. Just do whatever you would like to try, and like you did, like don't listen if other people say do it or don't. Try it. If you don't like it, stop it. If you love it, continue. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
But I have one more question, so I don't want to go over time here. Let's squeeze that one in as well. So when you're ever doubting yourself, who or what makes you start believing in yourself again?
I think it's very important to have people around you that you could actually talk to, like people you could have how should I say, you need with these people you should be able to have an open heart with because I think it's what you're asking now is almost kind of connected to the other things we have been spoken about, because I think so what I'm trying to say here is very often when I'm doubting myself, I think stress is kind of involved. But, I feel I have a short timeline with things or stuff I should, fix. Then I get stressed, and, that could then doubt could be like a result of that, so to speak. And I mean, just having people you trust, listening to your concerns or things you are obsessing about could turn these tables around again, and then you start believing in yourself again. But that's also connected to things you have been asking about, like is there a skill you would like to learn? For me, it's more about hobbies, you know, because if you do these things, you probably could get new perspectives on things, see things from a different side, and for me that always helps me to start believing in myself again.
Okay, that's an interesting take. Yeah, but I agree with you very much on the people in your life, because when I was thinking about the questions, I was also thinking about what helps me, and I would also need to say most likely David, like my partner, and I think it's usually the partner, or it should be your partner in the best case scenario, because sometimes when I doubt myself, or I feel I did something not the best way, then I don't even have to tell him. He realized that, and he always keeps me back on track and shows me like all the good things I've done. Because you also talked sometimes about the bigger perspective, and sometimes I have the same thing like you. I just get lost in the small thing that happened, or that annoys me, or I should have done this or that. And but then if someone like takes you back a step and shows you, but look at all this, what you have done, and this is great about you, then I personally start to think, okay, yeah, I slowly start to believe in myself again and just go forward.
And I would say, I mean, I'm my biggest like critic, and for me, I think I mean, doing things kind of on the side helps me also to be, I would say, more kind towards myself. And so because I think your question was really good, because you like when doubting yourself, what helps you to start believing in yourself again? And I mean, everything is all about me then, you know. The doubting part is it's me. It's not someone else.
And
right?
You know what? I just thought about something that you said, that sometimes you believe in others before they believe in themselves. I remember you said that once, and I think that's sometimes what all of us need. Sometimes we need someone else to believe in us so that we can start believing in us again. And that's the takeaway from this episode, I would say.
I think it's a really good takeaway, and I also think that is very connected to the things we spoke about, you know, the friends and family thing, when you were asking about my boundaries at home and regarding work, and I think I mean, because we come from different backgrounds, and we have different families and different cultures, and I think definitely so often, like, you know, living in an environment where people not believe in you, then I mean, if you have a low kind of self-esteem, then it doesn't matter how should I say, like what kind of ideas you get as an entrepreneur, because you will never go out there and try to pursue them. So that's also why, you know, sometimes people ask, or not ask me, but maybe there is a discussion out there, you know, that are you a born entrepreneur, or could you actually transform into an entrepreneur? You know what I mean? But I mean, of course, there could be things down there on a DNA level, maybe that affects that. But I can also definitely say that because of things going on, you know, where you grew up, under the roof, at home, and now I'm talking about like kids, and when you grow up, there could be like you know, addiction homes, or you know, you like, as a kid, you grew up under dysfunctional circumstances, and that will color you as a grown up. And in that case, you could maybe be born an entrepreneur, but you don't have that self-esteem. You constantly go around and doubting yourself, and I mean, you will never become an entrepreneur in that case, or a rock star, or a football player, or I don't know. Because it takes self-esteem. It takes the right relationships around you, and if you don't have these things, then as a grown-up you need to, it's your responsibility to work on yourself and work on your environment. So that's why it's super hard also to compare yourself with others. So
I think this episode is all about having the right people in your life, I think. So, and if you guys watching, if you find one of these or all of these questions interesting, you want to share your take on it in the comments, feel free to do so. We would love to hear from you. And otherwise, thank you, Mattias, and see you in the next one.
Be kind to yourself. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.